If the Americans and British learned the craft of tack air in the desert, they refined it to an art form during the 1943-44 Italian campaign. P-47s roamed across German lines of communication, blasting bridges to pieces with 1,000-pound bombs or shooting up truck convoys, columns of troops, and trains.
We strafed a lot of trains. And what we always did, if we strafed a train, number one, hit the engine. The next people started hitting in different spots and shooting from a distance, because if they're filled with ammunition or any kind of explosive, you could get yourself. So you'd hit 2 or 3 cars before you'd start strafing car by car by car. But most of the time, if you found a train, it's full of something going someplace, so you need to knock everything out. And one of the ways we used to do this was get down and just strafe right down the train. We could hit a half dozen cars. And of course, we carried tracers so that when they hit, you know where they're hitting. So you could see that your line was just traveling right down the top of the train beautifully.
Further behind the lines, the B-25s of the 12th Air Force hammered away at major railroad installations in northern Italy. These were some of the toughest targets in the theater. While the interdiction campaign continued, the Army Air Force began to experiment in Italy with closer cooperation with the ground forces.
We had communications with the GIs, radio communications, all the time. And usually we had a man with the people we're supporting primarily, who was with the ground, and where we get ready to go to a target, he can talk to us. We also had a small plane that usually worked around, and something we found out there was that if you're colorblind, you can see through camouflage. And we'd get colorblind people to act as one of the observers in this light plane to help us pinpoint our target.
Thunderbolt pilots became especially adept at helping out the GIs in the front lines. Veteran P-47 pilots learned to accurately hit targets less than 150 yards from American positions.
I got into combat, and very quickly all of our missions are supporting the Army. Well, I took a dim view of that until we started getting a lot of personal contact with these people on the ground. We were their lifesavers forever. And it wasn't long until I didn't care whether I ever saw a plane in the air to fight with. The mission that we did for all these people on the ground was so fantastic. That's all I need. And I loved it.